Many noble lords have referred to the fact that the subtitle of this report about it winning friends and influencing people. How the world looks at us, how it treats us, is important to our prosperity and our well-being. The opinion of potential international students, of business people looking to do business with our companies in diplomacy. Now, the noble and learned Lord Kerr of Kinlochard said, "We're increasingly being seen as untrustworthy and our good faith is being called into question." That has global impacts. Now, if we look at studies about how we've been regarded around the world, two relevant recent ones are the Good Country Index and the Reputation Index. The Good Country Index is based on objective criteria of environmental impact and impacts on the well-being of people around the world. The Reputation Index is a large-scale panel of G8 citizens. Interestingly, we're about the same on both of them, 15th and 13th. And if we think about what might have impacted on that, history, decades, even centuries, will have had an impact. The military adventurism in Iraq and Afghanistan, our hideous colonial history of abuse and exploitation will have echoed through the decades and centuries. In the current day, our international aid, the maintenance of our GDP level, stepping in to chair COP26, those will, I think it's reasonable to say, have had a positive impact. How we deal with the COVID-19 pandemic will also have an impact. So my question to the Minister is, would the Minister agree that how we handle the Brexit transition will affect the world's view of us for decades to come? There's already irritation that we're forcing our European neighbours to focus on the Brexit transition when we're seeing that when they'd rather put the resources, the time, the energy into dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, there's a real fear, growing fear of a crash out and the huge economic and social impacts of that. The noble Lord Kirkhope used the metaphor of water pent up behind a dam, and that might also be used for the amount of work related to Brexit stacking up in your lordship's house. But if we think about that metaphor, that Europe and the world has in the middle now of a giant earthquake of COVID-19. If we then inflict the flood of Brexit, crisis and chaos on them, they will not be thanking of us, and it will affect their view of us for decades, even centuries to come.